Toon was born in Brooklyn, New York. He is a charter and lifetime member of the group Kool and the Gang. He was the lead writer and co-writer of some of their biggest hits, such as Celebration, Ladies' Night, and Too Hot, just to name a few. The multi-talented artist has performed as the halftime entertainment act and headliner at the Hardwood Classic game in Cleveland, Ohio on ABC as the cast took on the Spurs during a Saturday night primetime matchup. Sir Earl Toon, founder of YMO Enterprises LLC, is one of the most prolific funk, R&B, pop, hip-hop, rock, soul singer, songwriter, arranger, producers of today's era. His well-known hits reached a pinnacle, earning no less than Billboard's Top 40, many earning him platinum and gold albums and singles, UK silver albums and singles as well, multiple BMI Millionaire citations, along with a host of other awards. Kool and the Gang today have sold over 70 million records worldwide and are Grammy and American Music Award recipients. And most recently, the entire group, including Sir Earl Toon, was awarded the prestigious Hollywood Walk of Fame star. Let's welcome Sir Earl Toon to Pathways to Success.
Welcome to Pathway to Success. I'm your host, and I'm tremendously excited this evening to have on Pathway to Success Sir Earl Toon, formerly of the Kool and the Gang, or I don't know if it's Kool and the Gang, they're still operational, but
the band is still alive and well, and once a gang member, always a gang member.
Okay, I like that. I like that, Sir Earl Toon. You have achieved so much, musically, so much awards. You have contributed so much to music in America and the globe. And I want to tell us what growing up as a child.
Would you believe I'm just in a place that I had a meeting at and ended, and everything was quiet until you asked me that question. And they're trying to knock down a door that is absolutely ridiculous. But I think they got it going. But let me first say it's my pleasure being here with you. I was told by Dwayne that most definitely Sorrel that I don't know truly how many followers you have, but it makes no difference, even if it's one. He said that you was a very good man and that you were doing all that you could to uplift others. So I'm saying to you, thank you for your consideration, because it only takes one, and it takes one like you to only extend to one, which will become many. And hopefully your audience will most definitely just be tremendous in years to come.
Thank you so much, Sir Earl. Sir Earl, the honor of the Sir Earl Toon. I appreciate that compliment, and it's a tremendous honor to interview. I remember growing up to Kool and the Gang. I enjoyed the gang, the music. I would sit and watch it back home in Jamaica. I'm from the beautiful island, really, of Jamaica, and so I'm a Jamaican. But I always watched Kool and the Gang.
You see, my stepmom was from Kingston, Jamaica, from the red clay. So I know about the rice and peas and about the curry gold. I know about, believe me, about the aki. I know about that now. Don't get it twisted. I know about the stew banana. I know about, believe me. I know.
I'm happy that we have that great connection.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Wow. And I was born in Kingston, so your stepmom born in Kingston, that's powerful. But at what age did you discover that music was what you wanted to do, and how did you get started?
Believe it or not, my dad, if you go to YouTube and put in Eugene, Eugene, Toon, but his last name was spelled Toone, there's a song called A Love Triangle. And if you put that song in, you'll realize that he and Sam Cooke were friends, and they used to even go out with sisters that was twins. And he and Jackie Wilson was friends, and David Ruffin from the Temptations and Eddie Kendricks. I got and he and James Brown knew each other. They weren't that much of friends. There was always a bit of rivalry there, but James gave me a lot of love. And the thing is that was before Kool and the Gang. I knew people like Dick Clark before Kool and the Gang. Marvin Gaye wanted me to go on the road with him before Kool and the Gang. And I'm the only protege of Otis Blackwell, the man that wrote the biggest hits for Elvis Presley. Don't Be Cruel, All Shook Up, Return to Sender. So when I write, Yahoo! Celebrate good times, come on. We're going to celebrate your party with you. That's because of the teaching, if you will, the techniques, and him knowing that he said that he saw a light in me. And I believe that light is only, and I'm no religious fanatic, is that by the grace of God, there go I, and the prayers of our wishes of others. Because my mom died when I was 4 years old, and my grandmother raised me, and my great grandmother became my grandmother. So those unbelievable, awesome women just gave me the wherewithal to take more inventory of myself and others, and to be, in other words, to give back, to be able to know that there are times when even when you think that you could be right, you could be wrong. But the bottom line is to be humble. And I try my best to do whatever I can, especially for our children, our elders, our homeless, our veterans, our battered women, our bully kids, our special need kids, the animal, the planet. That's what I do, doctor. And I tell you, I am always so just honored. Just last year, I got two. I got my honorary doctorate degree. It's because not because of the music, but because, well, one was because of the music, but the other was because of the things that I do for charities and nonprofit organizations, and giving back. So, and it's about kindness with me. See, because in order for you to me kindness, to be kinder to one another, we have to be, regardless of politics and religion and what country you come from and how straight, how gay, how rich you are, less you have. It's to be kinder to one another, because that's the bedrock, the very essence, if you will, the roots of mankind. So what I'm saying to you is that I say this to everyone, let's celebrate not just things that, if you would, that for yourself personally, but let's celebrate one another, our lives, and let's know that there are times that we can agree to disagree, but not to want to tear down, or tear the planet down, the countries down, and people down, the communities down. So I didn't mean to go on and on and on, but I needed you to know without no uncertainty that I have truly been blessed in my life to say thank you to so many others, my fans, and even those that I don't know. You guys keep on celebrating, but celebrate the right way, especially honoring our kids and our elders.
Such a great, 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 great star musician as you are, but one that walks with such humility and one that has a heart for humanity. It is so impressive. You are a part of the legendary band, Cool and the Gang. Tell us, how did you become a part of the band, and what did you do to remain united with each other throughout these years in the band?
Well, believe you me, that's a story, a long story that will be in the book and be into the, if you will. They want to do a um, outside of the book and outside of a movie is doing uh, the name escapes me right now, but huh?
Is it a documentary or?
Thank you. You know what? I could, and you know what? Because to me, I got so much more to do. So when they say doing a documentary on me, and so I kind of like push that to the side, or a movie or anything like that. But because of my story and how it was, see, because before Cool and the Gang, there was a life and time, and we had to make sure that Ladies Night was ahead. And how do you make sure of something like that? You can't make sure of anything like that. But what you can do is united you stand and divided you fall. And the likes of JT, James Taylor, first and foremost, Cool, our first leader, his brother Khalees Bayan, Ronald Bell, George Brown, the drummer, Funky George, D.T. Thomas, D.T., Charles Smith, Cletus Smith. We're talking about Amir that was there, but not to forget Spike, Robert Mickens. I mean, you got to understand something. It wasn't done just by me, even with Ymir Diodato and Jim Bonifant, the engineer, there at the House of Music, there with Charlie and Irene. I mean, these was, and then who brought me there was a gentleman by the name of Val Hackett. And so, and that's a whole nother thing too. So, but to let you know, the question that you asked, again, sometimes we think it's ourselves, but just think about it. If we believe in anything, especially the creator above, the heavens were rejoicing when we got together. They knew what we were about to do before we even knew. So I'm glad to be just a part of that. I truly am in that story.
Also, congratulations on your two doctorates, honorary doctorate.
Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank
So
you.
proud of you. But Ladies Night, oh, what an awesome, amazing songs among the catalog of songs that you have written. What inspires you to write that song, or what inspires you to write music?
Well, I got to tell you something. Who brought that in first was George Brown, Funky George, the drummer. And he brought in the groove that he wanted and so and all that. And we followed suit. And then we was talking about the song, How Could It Be? And so, and then speaking about ladies and something special for them. Because remember, disco was very powerful then. It was like, Bad Girls and Donna Summers and Gloria Gaynor and I mean, it was really happening. Even the Bee Gees, it was crazy. But you know what? What we did, we slowed down the beats per minute. So ladies, that after those things go dun, 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 fast like that, we said zoop doom, dun, 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 dun. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. And it was for we wanted to give the ladies, which we know there are more women on the planet than men, but they are our nurturers. And we really wanted to do something to say thank you. Our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our girlfriends, our wives. We wanted this to compliment them. So what better than have a ladies' night that is every day of the week? It's ladies' night somewhere where there's ladies' night, and so that you hear, oh yes, it's ladies' night, and the feeling's right. Oh, what a night! I mean, yeah. And if you think about it, if you listen to ladies' night at the end, this is your night tonight. Everything's gonna be all right. Then you hear, come on, let's all celebrate.
Uh,
And that's what celebrate. You see what I'm saying? So
yes,
believe me, man, it's by the grace of God, man. We've done anything that we've done together.
that
Believe
song
me.
that song shoot up the Billboard charts. It went up the Billboard charts.
Oh yes, yes, no, no. It went them. Which one you speaking about? Ladies' Night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ladies' Night went from us not having anything out in a while. It went to #1 on the R&B charts and the dance charts, and I think it went #5 or #3 on the pop charts. And Too Hot, actually Too Hot, I believe did even better than Ladies' Night on the pop charts. Okay, and but Celebration was #1 pop, #1 R&B, #1 dance, #1 disco, #1 all of that, and it's still playing today. And I'm thankful to your fans and your listeners, and to know that, believe you me, I had no idea when I wrote Yahoo celebrate good times. Come on, we're going to celebrate your party with you, because whatever your party is, regardless of what it is, you can celebrate it, because if it's of goodness and righteousness, it's by the grace of God that you can.
I love that. You always mention God. Even not much people mention God who have accomplished greatness as you have accomplished, the fame and all that. But you always mention God, and that's great. That's good to know that you acknowledge that there is a God and a Creator that created.
Oh, yes. I mean, with many names, it makes no difference what religion you are, and be it Allah, some people say, and be it that you're Buddhist, and that see, because if you believe, that's like saying that God only speaks one language. But we all have, and me being even my dad being a reverend and a minister as now, but he's an elder, respectfully, I'm telling you is that if you say Yahweh, Jehovah Jireh, our provider, Emmanuel, Hosanna, Abba, Yahshua the Messiah, Lord and Savior, in the name of Jesus, blood of Jesus, blood of the Lamb, and through the Holy Spirit, I can go on and on and on. The bottom line is that when you believe that there is that one that is greater than you, that you can go to, that can help you to do the things that is more in the light than in darkness, then please, by all means, I applaud you to do so.
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so too. Can you walk us through your creative process? How do you create these songs? What inspiration? What inspire you to write the songs that you've written?
You know, Doctor, I gotta tell you, watch this. I'm not in voice right now, but if I want to, come on and I to put something right there. Get your hands. I mean, I'm just making that up. I don't know what does that. That doesn't exist.
Oh my God,
That's how good God is. I'm telling you, that's what I do.
that's creative. I mean, that's so beautiful right there. You just made that up. Wow.
Believe me, I don't even know what I did. I can remember maybe a little bit of it, but that's what I'm saying. That's so when you ask that question, I say respectfully. Now, if I was to have someone with me and it was recording someone that and I wanted to work with it, I'd say, oh, I like this piece and I can use this piece and do this piece. And then I'll put melody into that and then lyrics into that and then arrangement with the horns, a bass and so on. Have those to come with me to join in to help because that's why I love working with people because not only are you having your experiences, but you want to for them to give some of their experiences too. Not some, most of their whatever they can contribute. And that's what it is when you work with others. And I learned that from Otis Blackwell as well. And as well as my dad, my father, is that, united we stand and divided we fall. And that goes for most things. So when we work together, and some you may do more than others, but the bottom line is that by them even being there sometimes, and their spirit being there with you saying, yeah, 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 that sounds good. Yeah. Do you know how many times somebody said to me, oh man, that's nice. Earl, that's cool. I said, okay, let's do it again. They say, what? I said, no, let's do it again. I gotta, but we got it. I said, okay, well, keep that. Let's just do something else. And watch this. Half an hour later, oh no, man, this is the bomb. This is the see. So at times, you work it. You do what you do. Because the more that you work anything, the better. And not sometimes you don't want to work it till you work it out to it that it becomes nothing again. Okay, that it goes away. But you kind of put your hands on the pulse that you want to give not just yourself, you want to give the world something that would last a lifetime. And I believe songs like Ladies' Night and Too Hard and Celebration and Hollywood Swinging and Open Sesame and Summer Madness and Get Down on It and Cherish and I can go on and on. Joanna, I can go on and on that these are songs, just some of the songs I mentioned, ooh la la la, that we can go on that you can say that, wow, are standing the test of time. But what's so different about celebration is that, believe it or not, people don't realize that God is given the glory in celebration. See, when you use the sound of Yahweh, Yahshua the Messiah, so when you say Yahoo, it's the sound was giving God the grace and glory. So when you say Yahoo, which is spelled differently, but Yahoo, celebrate good times, come on. You think about that for a moment. Well, you already giving God the glory. That when you say celebration, you're thanking Him, and you wonder why people still sing it at birthdays and parties and anniversaries and let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm going on and on and on. Forgive me.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. How many? Do you still tour? And how many countries have you been in to perform?
Oh my gosh, we've been. Let's just say this. If there's a place that we have not been, the band Kool and the Gang, then it's not because we didn't want to be there, but may at times been because of war or rumors of war, or because of the fact that United States and them were at odds. It may not have been war, but a place that you wouldn't go to at the time, that it wouldn't be secured. But more likely, places that is all over, but it's not where we've been, it's the places that we want to go. Do you know that I would love for us to be able to be in a land on a planet that we will have kinship with even those that we look now as being our enemies? To say, no, you're my brother. That even in their own country, that they love one another more. Even in our country, for us to love one another more. I mean, let's be real. And this is me saying this. There's a lot even in our own country that we can better, and we can be better there. And it's for everybody. It starts with everybody. Those that's been right, those that's been wrong, those have been indifferent. And for us to be forgiving. And we can. This country was built on the backs of so many. So let's honor them. Because again, united we stand. I promise you this.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful, Sir Earl Toon. Well, we're having a great time with Sir Earl Toon, member of the legendary band Kool and the Gang. And we're going to take a short break. Then we're going to come back with this great musical legend.
Are you looking to advertise your business? Look no further. Pathways to Success is offering 3 30-second slots each Sunday of the month for $100. Please contact 561-331-1524 for all inquiries.
Come out to Mr. Mac's Island Grill and enjoy some of the greatest Jamaican food all around. Our address is 2400 Okeechobee Boulevard, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33409. It's the best of the best.
Did you pick out this detergent all by yourself? So cute.
It's half the size and it's half the plastic. And there's nothing cute about unnecessary plastic. Christy, the average person generates over 200 pounds of plastic a year. And there are 329 million of us in the US alone.
Do you want paper or paper? Yeah.
7th generation Easy Dose laundry detergent. Half the size, half the plastic, all the clean.
So where were we?
The playoff.
Oh, yes. Only a handful of teams remained, hailing from kingdoms far and wide across the college football land, all vying for a spot in the playoffs. Each team led by a great coach, fearless players, and defended by the loyalist of fans. Soon, they would take part in an epic playoff battle for the right to call themselves national champions.
Earl gonna watch downfield for Chase.
And to the victor go the spoils, a beautiful trophy, a grand celebration, and bragging rights that stand the test of time.
And then what happened?
We'll find out soon.
Pathway to success. We're here with the legendary, great singer and musician and composer, producer, Mr. Earl Toon of the legendary group Kool and the Gang. Yes, for those who didn't hear the question I asked you backstage, how do you came by that title Earl, Earl, Sir Earl Toon?
Well, you know what? If I can I give you a gift? A little, and I say this respectfully, okay? And I'm not with no mics and stuff, but one of the first songs I ever did, because you asked a question and I didn't get back to it. I was in church. I was about 7 or 8. I wasn't past 8. I think I was around 7. It wasn't 6, but I was young. And it was my auntie and my grandmother was unbelievable. And they wanted me to sing a song in church. And it went a little bit, I'm not in voice, was Jesus loves me. This I know. Oh, tells me so. Little runs to and belongs there. Oh, but my God is strong. She said, say yes. I said, yes, Jesus loves me. Ooh, oh, yeah. I was a child. I said, Jesus loves me. And she taught me how to ad lib, and I said, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Yes. And like my father. I said, Jesus oh, loves me. Oh, for the Bible tells me so. Ooh, mm, oh, for the Bible tells me so. Mm. Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that that was the very first song that I ever sang in front of anybody, in front of an audience, and it was in church. Yeah.
Great song. So that's how your musical background really started, really in church.
Yeah, that's really when it started. And then I saw people getting up and praising God and was shouting. I said, oh, I kind of like this. Yeah. But only because of his grace given me. And my grandma, Rosalie Kennedy, she raised me when my mom passed away, and my aunt Lillian Green. And oh man, those people from the church, Reverend Williams and Miss Williams and Aunt Love and all those. And believe it or not, my sister Tanya, and God bless her, Tanya Torado Toon, and my sister Contessa passed away, baby sister, 2 years ago because of the COVID, which truly got me. Contessa, Girardi Toon, Spencer, and my brother, God bless him, he's on the albums with Ladies Night and Celebration and a few other albums, Cedric Toon. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's been in the family. I got cousins, man, that is Toon, Jeffrey Toon is out there in North Carolina. Has got a record out now, and inspirational album and record. And my uncles in Los Angeles, and so Uncle Gil and Jarman and all that. I was the ones that I grew up looking to that gave me gave me love and inspiration. I'm talking about cousins like Gerald Nelson, Bishop Gerald Nelson, and Raymond Nelson, my brother Bobby Foreman, and I mean, I'm telling you, I'll be here all day just naming people that have been just so good to me and encouraging. When others said, "You can't do that. You're not gonna do nothing in no music. Leave that alone." And so, but when they saw me on Dick Clark, they were like, "What?" Yeah.
All of a sudden, the naysayers start celebrating you. My condolences.
Yes, yes. And my number one of my number one fans, Felicia. Felicia, believe it or not, Spencer, Felicia was, I'm telling you, was saying, "Cuz, don't worry, keep doing what you're doing." I'm like, I don't know. Because my family was so religious and and I love them. Don't get me wrong, but they wanted the best for me, and they just thought that, you know, this wouldn't be maybe the right direction, if you will. But you know what? Um, I'm glad to say that it's because of them that I kept going because I wanted them to be proud of me, especially my grandmother Rosalie Kennedy, and Mama and Papa and them down there. My great grandmother and great grandfather, when he passed away, if he would have lived just 3 more months, they would have been married for 76 years. That's the kind of love and home that I grew up in. So when I tell you that I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I'm not perfect, I make mistakes, but I try to humble myself and ask for forgiveness. And I do. And I try to pick that ball up that I dropped and make it better and do the things I need to do. And if we all come together again and do for others as we want to be done unto ourselves, man, come on, doctor. Come on, you know what kind of place this would be? This planet would be cleaned up in 2 decades. It'll be like it's the Garden of Eden right here on Earth. I'm telling you, that's what they're missing. I think they're missing that, bro.
With such a great person as you are, human being as you are, who spread this love and unity, I believe that anyone who comes around you, it become contagious. They'll catch that
Oh,
love that is on the inside of you and that vibes and it's spread wherever you go. I also want to give my condolences on the passing of your sister. Want to give my
yes, Contessa. Oh, and she was the first lady. She was the wife of a minister, of a pastor as well. And she told me, actually months before she died, she got sick. She said, if you didn't know what to pray or how to pray, just say the Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven. And believe me, she said, and it kind of gets me. Um, is to know that someone that loved me as much as she did, and loved me more than I could ever imagine. The only one that loved me more was God, that was on the planet at the time, not taking nothing from anyone else. But the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And our Father who art in heaven. She said, you remember those two things. She said, and you'll be all right. And so I know that she was taken not because she did anything, not that she was perfect or didn't do anything that was maybe to some not right, but you know what? She loved people and she prayed that all would be just loved and protected. And I'm so grateful for that and for her. And so I thank you for honoring her. And believe me, that makes me feel so good for you to say thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
She's looking over the balcony of heaven, just cheering you on. Um, can you tell us, you have written so many songs. I mean, can you tell us about any particular song that you've ever written or project that you've worked on that you had some strong challenges and obstacles, and how did you overcome?
Well, there's many, but I'll give you because this is going to be in the book and probably be in the documentary and the movie, but I'll tell you nonetheless because it is true. The rain woke me up one morning. The rain woke me up one morning. And guess what? Not to guess, but do you know when I say that? Do you know what I'm saying? You probably don't, because most do not. And I understand, because what do you mean that the rain woke him up one morning? Did it hit against the pane and he was in his house, or he was in a no, no, no. What I mean is that I was in Brooklyn, New York, sleeping on a park bench with newspaper over. And when it started raining, I startled and I was awakened. And I didn't know where I was for a moment, but I was out in the elements, and there was stray dogs rolling around, and so you could get they were trying to get out the rain, and I could hear it could have been the rodents or other animals and squirrels getting in the bushes, going in the trees and the birds and so. And when I stood up, I felt so alone, but it was only, I can't tell you how long it was, but there was a warmth that came over me as though that I wasn't. And it was almost like it was a cleansing. And it could have been that too, because of me being out in the elements. But the main thing that it was that I started to cry. And when I started to cry, I didn't know where my tears began and the rain had ended, or the rain began and my tears had ended. So when I do write, Yahoo, celebrate good times. Come on. We're going to celebrate your party with you, because I know what it is to celebrate love and life and light. And I just, yeah, I hope I answered that in a way, sincerely.
Wow. Um, such. It's one of the most inspirational interview that I've had, and an interview that you find such a great achiever of yours, like yourself, one who have achieved so much advocates, awards, one who have made people happy, one who have shown up people to love, demonstrate such great love and such humility with all that you have achieved, Sir Earl.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
what I would like to know, how do you approach? Because before any performance, sometimes you'll find a musical, people getting nervous, or how do you approach a performance before you
I
perform?
still do, doctor. I still
You
do.
still
I
get
still
nervous?
do. I
You?
still do. When you see, I don't care if it's 100 people or 100,000, and audiences that I've been to that was over 80,000 people, 60,000 people, 50,000 people, the Cool Jazz festivals, the Budweiser festivals, I mean, that far as the eye can see is like a sea of people, and you realize that they came to see you, and meaning that not just you individually, but you collectively in a unit, that they came to see you, and you want to do everything you can to let them know that you appreciate them, and you thank them. You're so thankful and grateful that they love what you've been doing, and you don't want to let them down, regardless of how tired you are, regardless of what happened to you that morning before, the night before, that afternoon, regardless of what them knowing what's going on with your family and your home. And so, because people don't know that they are humans. All those people don't know, when they think of Beyonce or they think of Rihanna and they think of, if you will, Justin Bieber, or they think of Bruno Mars, and so they don't know what happened to them that day before, that week before, not just with them, but even with their families and their friends, because they are human. So before going on stage, there are a lot of times that when I did things, and even as a producer and writer for the guy called Philip Michael Thomas, when he was with that television show called Miami Vice, I did this album called Somebody. That's my song with Amir. Amir is Cool's brother, Kevin Bell, Amir Bayan. And believe you me, when I did songs like that, or when I did for motivation, if you go motivation and crazy days and so, and I did that for Sylvia Rhone, Philip Michael Thomas, Somebody, Don't Make Promises, and Falling, which Debbie Allen did, on her special. A matter of fact, you can YouTube that and put in Debbie Allen, Philip Michael Thomas, and the name of the song is called Fallen, and that's my song. See, there's certain things that I've done that the world don't know. Oh, Love You Manly by a band named Candela, Candela. That's the name of the band, and Candela, and it's called Love You Madly. a song that was done, I think, around 1983. We're going back, but listen to it. It's one of the most, well, the only thing I can say is that people seem to really like it, and they've liked what I've done for a long time. And I'm working on some new music right now. Doing some things. We'll be doing some things in Studio Malibu in Malibu, California, and also there with Dave in Houston, Texas, and with Jonathan Camacho and the likes of um, there in Dallas, Texas, and Raymond. I mean, I could go on, and there's so many that I want to name that is. I'm just so happy to be with the my Randy Weber and I have been writing partners for the longest, and he is just an unbelievable musician. And we're going to be doing some things. We have done a lot of things, but that you'll hear soon. And matter of fact, he's out with Frankie Beverly. He does things with Frankie Beverly. But Randy Weber is unbelievable and accomplished musician as well as producer writer. I don't do things just by myself. These are people that I count on that help me. Raymond Turner, I was trying to remember his last name, Turner, that's there in Fort Worth, there at Cook's Children's Hospital. You can't make this up. These are people that help me, to do what I need to do. Johnny Houston, that does help with PR and so, and I can go on and on. I'm just here, and not to forget my boy Dwayne Sorrell. I mean, whenever he can, he most definitely says, "Sir Earl, please come on out and play." I'm like, I don't know. He's like, "Come out and play," and that's who told me about you. He said, "Man, do this for me, please." He said, "Because he's a good man." So that's what happens.
Yes. Thank you so much. Wow. Um, Describe the music industry today. Oh my word. I don't know what to say about it now. But describe the music industry today compared to the days of the 90s and the 80s and the 90s, because I grew up on the 80s, 90s song, and they were just great. Good written music, love, clean. You can literally play them in church. Now some of the music that's coming out really and truly has to be censored.
The music is getting better. It truly is. And at one time, it may have been because the way that hip hop came out, hip hop was really grand and good for the community because it told the stories that needed to be told in a way that people weren't hearing or feeling, and especially in the inner city. So, with that being said, there was a lot of that, not just singing about love, but singing about how do I live better. And now I'm not saying that some of them, the way that they wanted to make their paper, if you will, out in the street was the way to do that. But they brought something to the show too. And you got to give them that. And even now, when we look back and look at some of those that were like, my God, from Dre to Snoop Dogg to those that have gone on, Biggie and Pac, and so you got to think about like, wow, where did it come from then to now? Like rock and roll had its ups and downs and in and outs that was in it, and so, and it was different. It was all different. But what I'm trying to say is this: as much as I'm teaching the youngsters, they're teaching me.
Right.
But if we teach each other and hold each other accountable, it's got to be the best of all worlds. And it will give those that's up and coming something to stand on, something to really plant their feet in and say, to hang their head on and say, wait a minute, can I do this? Yes, you can. But it's not just about playing an instrument or singing or rapping. It's about the business. It's about managing. It's about accounting. It's about being in so many ways to be about the business and in business and using that as to show others this is how it can be done. Because remember, all of us that was back in the days too, we didn't make the multi-billions as they're making now because we didn't do, well, I gotta tell you, Cool does have a bottle of champagne that's out called Cool Champagne, La Cool. And it is really, really good. I remember before he started it, and he knows this to be true because we went to a couple places, but he's got it, he's done it, and I won't say on his own, but because of his, if you will, thought process of saying, this is something I want to do. He followed through, and God bless his wife, Shakina, that passed away. She was all for it, and they were about to do some major things, but she passed on, and he has come through with it. And let your fans know if they can get some of the cool wine, to please champagne, to please do that because it's really, really good.
I tell cool
And I'm not getting paid for this.
He's still
Believe me, I'm not getting paid for this, but I gotta tell you, no, it's good.
my condolences to him, losing his wife, and I'm so happy that he kept the memory of his wife going on in producing.
Yes, yes, and helping them and as well as kids, so as well, and I'm gonna tell you something. Dr. Hunter, you got to understand this and understand this to be true. And I must say, Dr. Michael Hunter, respectfully, is that all that we do, if we sincerely honor each other and uplift each other and talk to each other, we think that I may be doing something that I don't even realize that it's not right. But I may unintentionally step on your foot, but if you don't tell me about it, I can't tell you I'm sorry or so. And I would not that you would think I did it on purpose, but there's certain things that we need to know how we're feeling. And it's not about being too sensitive, because guess what? The planet is sensitive right now. Not just humans, the animals, the planet. We are all sensitive right now. And we need to be aware of that. Because if we don't stop and slow it down, we need to leave something really for our children's children's children. And by the way, Dr. Michael Hunter, I don't have a child. I don't have a kid. But I have tens of thousands of kids that I've helped, that directly or indirectly. So what I'm saying is that I'm just saying to all those that's out there, I have an organization called Give a Kid a Coat, COAT.org. If you go to giveakidacoat.org. But watch this. What I'm saying is that Give a Kid a Coat is my organization. But if you know of another organization that can do something else for children or for our elders or our homeless, our veterans, our battered women, our bullied kids, our special need kids, our planet, please, this is my spiel, do that. Don't just give a kid a coat. If that's not your stick, then do something for something that you are, even if you're not passionate about that, you could say, I can see this, I can help this. Am I talking too much? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're doing
My
great.
apologies.
We're enjoying every moment of it. Give a kid a coat. I like that. I mean, you're giving back to the less fortunate.
Yes. And we're building up, and they can go to the website and believe it. We are 501c3. We're building back up the website because certain people that we had before the pandemic, and I won't even say things happen, but what we are doing in the next 2 weeks and actually next week to month, all be up and running again. But you can go and help us to support us through sponsorship and so on, all that. We're 501c3. We're good with the state. We're good with the city. We're good with everybody. Called GIVE space A space KID kid A space coat COAT. Give a kid a coat.org. And believe you me, we'll do. And if there's some place on the planet that you know that others need us to be there, we will do all that we can, because not just in Texas, we've done Oklahoma, we've done Louisiana, and I got to get to Brooklyn, which I know they need some coats. I'm doing my due diligence slowly, but the pandemic stopped us. But we've given within 2 years, or going to 3 actually, over 7,500 coats, almost 8,000 coats that we did, So I'm proud of that. And myself, and also Carla Harrell. And actually, I'm sorry. Let me say Carla Harrell Toon. Yes.
In closing, you're so inspirational. Where do you see yourself in five years from now? Any new projects? I know you spoke about you're working on some new songs, but um, 5 years from now, where do you
But
see?
guess what? I'm going to be doing some inspirational things. They don't have to be gospel, they don't have to be Christian, but inspirational, like celebration. But I do have someone that I have the utmost respect for, and that's Bishop T.D. Jakes. I would love to do some things with him. And I'm going to keep the funk alive. It's going to be funky, okay? It's going to be R&B. In other words, old school is alive and well. Believe me, I am on stage. I'll send you some things that for you to know that we still get the rumps up out the seat, and but we have a good time, and that's it. We have a time that like the old folks used to do, come together, and if they feel people have told me too, and I feel like I went to church after I saw you perform. You know, no, what you felt was that the spirit of love and generosity, the spirit of again kindness and being kinder to one another. That spirit. And that's what I'm telling all to do. Let's get back to that, man. Come on. But do it in a new way. Let the kids know too that you know what? I see you. Because a lot of times they feel that we don't hear them. We got to let them know we hear them and listen to them because they are our future. I believe future our children. You understand? Come on, like that song. Please. I'm saying to everybody is that pray for me when you do pray. And I'm no religious fanatic. It's not about that. But only by the grace of God and the prayers and well wishes of others, there go I. So if you do that for myself and Dr. Michael Hunter and all those, even my boy Dwayne Sorrell that got me here with you and each other, believe me, you're talking about a wonderful place. Woo! No, that's when we could truly, yeah, I could do it every time by that grace. Believe me.
I want to thank Dwayne and Sorrel, that's his name, Dwayne and Sorrel, for allowing this to be, making this a great historic moment on Pathway to Success. To have the legendary, the great Earl, Sir Earl Toon on
I'm
Pathway to
humble. Thank you.
I'm so humbled, so blessed. And
Oh,
you
oh,
know,
oh, 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 please, before you go, I gotta tell you, go to YouTube and put in Sir O'Toole. It's my Christmas video called This Is All I Want for Christmas. It's in a movie that came out December the 5th called Hashtag Bless. Hashtag Bless. Matter of fact, I'm going to an Oscar party and performing there on March the 12th on the Oscar night at Universal Hotel. There's going to be thousands of people there. And I'm telling you, it's called This Is All I Want for Christmas on YouTube. And the name of the movie is called Hashtag Bless. And it's just a little part in the movie, but we did the song. And I would love for your listeners to tell you if they like it or not and give me a thumbs up. Only if they like it. Only if they like it.
okay, I'm gonna make sure to do that. I'm gonna make sure to do that. I'm gonna go and look at it, and we're gonna set a thumbs up. And I would just want to thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to share the love, to share this wonderful, inspirational story of your life to us. You've inspired us to the next level. And
Oh,
so,
thank you. But you inspire too. Let's not forget you. And guess what? You have my number, and your company and team has my number.
yes.
Stay in contact with me, and however I can be of help or support you guys, please let me know.
Well, looking forward to work with you on that, Sir Earl Toon. And and thank you so much for your interview. In closing, um, what would you like to say to those who would aspire musicians who look that many persons look at you today, they want to be like you, they want to achieve so much. What in leaving, parting, what would you say to them?
To thine own self be true.
To that
Don't do it for the fame. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the love of the game, because all that'll come naturally. Do it because of the fact, and if you're doing it and you're realizing that you're feeling that it's not for you, be it a musician, singer, or dancer, then if you want to be in our business, because remember, it's called industry, music industry, but also entertainment industry. There's more doors that are open to entertainment industry than is just singing or acting or dancing. And so to thine own self be true and give yourself a chance. And if you have faith in first the creator above, regardless of what your religion is, have faith and know that by his grace and the prayers and well wishes of others and pray, and I promise you, you'll do more than you could ever think possible.
Well, you have heard it from the great, the legendary musical genius, philosopher, inspirator. I think there's a preacher right on the inside of him also.
I have heard that. No, I leave that up to Jakes and Joe Osteen no, I leave that up to Ed Young and them, and so yeah, and Noel Jones, yeah, I leave that up to them.
Yes, yes. Sir Earl Toon of the legendary group, Kool and the Gang. I want to thank you again, Sir Earl, and God bless you. And to all
Thank you. Keep in your prayers now, right?
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Bye-bye.